Honourable colleagues, my question is for the government leader in the Senate, Senator Harder. The Prime Minister's office states that former Liberal Cabinet Minister Anne McClellan has been hired to assess the structure that has been in place since Confederation of a single minister holding the positions of Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada. I think you will agree, Senator Harder, that's not the responsibility of any one Prime Minister to ascertain, and it most certainly isn't the job of any advisor in the Prime Minister's office. That's up to Parliament to decide. This government talks all the time about the trust in our institutions, yet continues to show such disregard for them, especially Parliament. And because this Prime Minister, once again, can't operate within the structure that's been around for more than 150 years, and successfully, by the way, more than 150 years, why, we have to change it all because it doesn't fit his narrative? Senator Harder, why is it that this Prime Minister thinks that those institutions in our system have to bend to accommodate him instead of the other way around? Why does this Prime Minister think that he is bigger than our Constitution and bigger than our institutions?
Senator Harder.
Again, the rhetoric of the honourable senator and the preamble are inflammatory and, quite frankly, wrong. The Prime Minister of Canada, any Prime Minister, has the duty and the obligation to form a ministry in the shape and the mandate that they wish, and that those mandates in ministries often result in Parliament having to act to legislate various machinery of government issues. What the Prime Minister is seeking from the Honourable Anne McClellan is expert advice on whether or not the present configuration of machinery of government in which the positions are combined remain the appropriate configuration and the appropriate machinery of government position today. The Honourable Senator claims to be an expert on Westminster models. He'll know that there are Westminster models where they are separated. And there are some upsides and some downsides to that, which ought to be reflected and studied carefully, and not just on the back of an envelope. So that is the study that the Prime Minister has initiated. And what is the appropriate relationship between staff, both public service and political staff, in terms of interventions with the role of the Attorney General? Those are all part of a very important study that will be undertaken by a very respected former Attorney General and Minister of Justice and Deputy Prime Minister of Canada.
Senator Housakis.
Indeed, you're absolutely right. The role of determining these things are up to the House of Commons Justice Committee and the Senate Justice Committee and the two chambers of Parliament, not some staffer in PMO or some consultant. Right. The Prime Minister's Special Advisor will also analyze operating procedures in the PMO and across Cabinet, as well as the role of public servants and political staff and interactions with the Attorney General of Canada. This is as per the communique put out by the Prime Minister's office. If after more than 3 years, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau needs a special advisor to explain to him that the independence of the judiciary is an essential element of our democracy, that no Prime Minister, including Justin Trudeau, has the right to interfere in a judicial criminal inquiry, has no right to give guidance and advice to the Justice Department, then this Prime Minister should maybe not have sought the job of Prime Minister if he wasn't ready for it. Let me ask you this, Senator Harder. If the Prime Minister is not up to the job of running his own office and his cabinet, why should Canadians believe that he's up to the job of running this country?
Senator Harder.
I completely disregard the preamble and the hyperbole of it. I, of course, won't quote Justice Vaillancourt. I'll leave that to others. But let me simply say that this Prime Minister is being vigilant in ensuring that his government remains absolutely focused on the right and appropriate machinery relationships between the Attorney General, the Minister of Justice, and the Ministry as a whole.
Senator